Hello, class. So to start our project, what we're going to do is create a directory called class project. And then what we'll do is go down here to a Visual Studio Code, click on that, right there. And what we'll do is create a new file. So you're going to click here, and you could say, open a new file. So you could start with the new file right here. Okay. And we're going to tell it what kind of language we're going to be using. Okay. Now on my Visual Studio Code, I have 3 extensions already installed to support C and C++. Let me show them to you right here. And this is by Microsoft. And to run the program, I have the code runner. Okay, so you have to have at least these 2 at minimum to get things going. Let's go back to, so let me hide this bar here and go back to our code. And let's say I want to save this file, and which I haven't right now. Notice it's on line 1. It's ready to take some code. But I'm going to save this file, so I'm going to go over here, File, Save As, and I'm going to tell it where to save it. So in my case, let me see here. It's going to be under Desktop, BIT for Baltimore Institute of Technology, and we're going to go to Course Development. This is where my subdirectory is. So you have to be really patient till you find your, and it's under Tutorials, and this one in particular, this example, will be under Intro to C, and we're going to go to Class Example or Class Project right here. We're going to call this file, for now, let's say we call it Test1, right? And notice the format right here, so you can tell it what do you want, and notice all of the supported file formats in our case will be C. So we're going to do this and save. Now notice now that we have test1.c here, and we have a file test1.c right here in the directory or the working directory where we're going to store the files for our project. And we could start here with our first program for testing. So you probably can do this. Include, just go ahead and do a hashtag here instead. So I'm getting used to this compiler. Include stdio.h. And then we're going to do our simple program to say hello world right here. So printf hello world. Let's put a /n here. Make sure you put a semicolon at the end of that, and then return 0. Now let's see how this behaves. First, you need to save this. You can go to the menu here and save, okay? Or you could use one of the short keys that will work for that, okay? In my case, I believe it's Command S since I'm on a Mac. So to run it, it's simply you can right mouse click and you see where it says run code, and it will open the console at the bottom and it will run it. As you can see here, it says hello world. Okay. Notice the other things that it did, and this is important to notice here, that it built it for us using JCC test1.c with a -o option, which means go ahead and name this file test1. Now, this is a Linux Unix command. Had it not done it with a -o, then the output default will have been an a.out. So don't be surprised, if you don't set it up right. You might want to look for a.out. But in our case, this is automated. This is a script that will automatically take this source file, compile it using the JCC with the -o option, which means go ahead and give it a name, which we did when we did that visually in our window. Okay? And notice it creates an executable called test1, okay, instead of a.out. So that means I can go over here and run it from here. So notice now I have an extra file here, and if I double click on it, it will run for us, okay, hello world right here. Okay, good. So, all right, so let's stay tuned for the next video where we're going to get into the actual coding of our project or the class project, now that we understand how the environment works. I'll see you then.